I did my first graffiti, my first throw up at this park in Santa Fe, New Mexico. It was under a bridge right by the Santa Fe River, and of course it's covered over now. But that was definitely the first place that I started writing. And since then, well, I guess, you know, I only spent a few years doing graffiti and doing the street arts and whatnot, but when I did it, I mean, it's so easy to do something in like 5 or 10 minutes, maybe 30 at most, that I was doing so much artwork in such a short period of time that I really covered a lot of space. And I did stuff in New Mexico and Colorado and Arizona and California and Oregon and Seattle.
You ever get busted for doing it?
No. I was very fortunate, you know, and now that I look at it, I kind of feel bad at what I did, because now, you know, I'm putting that same creative energy onto canvas and boards and walls and houses and whatnot. And I think that if I had more consideration for the places that I had hit, because some of them were places that probably should not have had graffiti on them. I was just like so interested in the rush and the thrill of it that I just did it anyways. And now I have more respect for places and people in general, that, you know, I wouldn't do that unless people ask me for it, which I have been asked, and now I do it professionally rather than illegally. To give you a little spoken word.
You and Renda.
Me and Renda, that's right. Renda is a very good influence on me. I definitely do a lot of spoken word with him.
Okay, let's do some spoken word.
Living life, so delighted, take flight, see what might be or not to be. That is my question to you. So how do you do? Do you walk the path laid before you, or do you make your own? Don't disown, choices be, flowing in and out, to the river, to the sea. Boundless are my borders, so consciously, freely spoken. That's because I'm not broken. I have a token given to me. Alright, step back. I'm choking. Listen to me, cause what I have to say shouldn't be taken lightly. More brightly than ever shown or ever known is the truth that shall be told. Spoken word, it can really embody a lot of things. It can be passionate, emotional, it can be conscious, it can make people think, it can be expressing anger or a lot of emotions. It can make a difference, it could make a change, it could make a statement, or it could just be an expression. So spoken word, a lot of times it's free verse, you know, something that someone just pulls straight out of their brain and puts it on the mic and, you know, lets everybody hear. Sometimes it's a rehearsed verse and people speak on it, practice it, fine-tune it, and then lay it out for people to hear. I appreciate free verse because, you know, it really pulls something right out of your heart and right out of your brain and just like puts it out there for people to hear, so they can really get the content of your spirit and your heart and your mind and really see where you're coming from. The spoken word that's practiced and written, I mean, that's beautiful too, because it really reads as a message to people. It makes people think. It holds fast to ideals, and it makes people, you know, even change their ways if they really hear something that they need to hear. So I mean, it takes a lot of different forms, so it's kind of hard to generalize it, for sure. That piece that I just did was a written, rehearsed verse, but when I go out to do, you know, spoken word events or poetry or open mic nights, or even on the street when I do, you know, free performances or whatever, I'll do like free verse. I'm a poet, so I like to just pull things straight out of my brain and lay it down for people to hear. I think that's it's really interesting and thrilling at the same time. You know, it really brings you to another level. You know, a different plane of consciousness, like I was talking about earlier. It's
cool.
It's like exciting in every way. Innoculum Veritas, as the title says, it's a truth serum. piece, when I started it, or when I got the idea for it, it was actually a live art piece. When I started it, though, I had all of this, like, vehement. I was just adamant at, like, putting something out there about the signs that I was seeing everywhere I went about getting your flu shot here, getting your flu shot there. Really, everywhere I went, I saw stuff about, you know, having to get immunized. Now, I haven't had a shot in over 10 years, and the reason being is that, you know, after going to holistic healing and really naturalistic college, I decided that, you know, the concept of Western medicine kind of put me off. I think that with a healthy diet, positive thinking, and, you know, a conscious way of life, you can avoid any kind of illness or ailment, and exercise, you won't have pains or anything else. You know, a lot of the things that we deal with in life are psychological, and if you're induced to thinking in a certain way, you'll think that way. You'll think that, you know, oh my gosh, if I don't get the flu shot, then I'm gonna get the flu, and you don't get the flu shot, and you get the flu. So, you know, everywhere I've gone for the last couple weeks, all I've seen is get your flu shot here, get your flu shot there, this and this and this and that, and, like, seriously, it's everywhere I go, and I kind of got, you know, disturbed by it. So I decided for the piece that I wanted to do something to kind of, like, make people aware of my feelings, and, you know, aware of the things around them, and possibly, you know, in seeing my stuff online or in the description of my artwork, that they would, you know, have second thoughts about getting their flu shot, or even, you know, just have an opportunity to have a more positive outlook on their life, so they could improve their state of well-being, rather than, you know, constantly living in a conducive nature for sickness.